Once again, welcome aboard. My name is Rob, back here, Chris, and today is the, today's the 9th. You're going to fly a Boeing Steerman here at the Fantasy of Flight. So what I want you to do is just have your feet on the floorboards, hands in your lap for the takeoff. Once we get to 200 feet off the ground, I'm going to have you come on the controls with me, and we're just going to do a series of turns together, one to the left and one to the right. And once you do those two turns, I'm going to give it to you. So two things that you can do. If you do these two things, you're going to do really well today, is when you grab the stick, just have a loose grip on it. If you have a death grip on it, it's not a good thing. And the other deal is treat this thing like a car. If you look outside the airplane the majority of the time and look at the horizon, you'll do well. If you stare at instruments, you'll fail poorly. So that's the big magic thing to do. Well, I think you're ready to go. So here we go. The idea on the takeoff is you look straight ahead and you focus on infinity. And when you do so, you can see these little white runway markers going by. We only have to keep this thing going straight down the runway for about the length of a football field. I'm going to bring the power on in. That's full throttle right there, all the way forward. The tail comes off the ground, it's ready to go. Off we go. And we're flying. Now the magic number on the climb out is about 75 miles an hour. I'm going to keep the airplane down here for your for the guys to see as we do kind of a little flyby with the smoke on. Up we go. There we go. Now the first thing I want you to do is look outside the airplane, look at your horizon. You got a nice one today. Yeah. And that's what you're going to be using to figure out what this airplane is doing. Go ahead and grab the stick. Now with your right hand, put your feet on those pedals down there. Now the first thing we're going to do is a left-hand turn. This is how you do it. You just gently ease the stick to the left. Go ahead and do that. She's going to roll to the left. You get the angle of bank that you want. Stick back to neutral. Now, that little black ball on the instrument panel with the two little white lines, you notice how that's right in the middle? Yeah. What that's telling you is how much rudder pedal pressure to use in a turn. You don't have to use any left rudder because the torque of the engine's doing that portion for you. Let's go ahead and roll the wings back to level. Let's try a right-hand turn. Good. Stick back to neutral. Now look at that little black ball on the panel. See how that ball's out to the right? Yeah. Push forward on that right rudder pedal. See how that ball comes back in the middle. And that's how you make it turn to the right. That's how you fly a plane. Go ahead and roll the wings back to level. And if you look out here, Chris, you'll see all that grassy area out there. Yeah. Let's make a shallow left-hand turn. And we'll head on out that way there. Beautiful. Nice and smooth up here. Perfect. We'll roll the wings back to level. Good. Now, what we want to try and do here is keep the airspeed at about 75 miles an hour, and that'll give us about a 400 foot per minute rate of climb speed. Now, a lot of the maneuvers that we're going to be doing today are called ground reference maneuvers. What that means is just by looking over the side of the airplane, you can see which direction you're going. Off your right wing is a road. That's a north and south road. Let's make a right-hand turn, follow that road to the north, fly parallel to it. Shows ailerons, a little right rudder at the same time. There you go. And we'll roll the wings back to level here. Perfect. Now here's something I haven't told you yet. Anytime you do a turn in the airplane, you always lose a little tiny bit of lift. So what happens when you lose lift? Well, the nose falls. So you want to gently bring the stick back just a tiny, tiny bit in a turn. Right off your left wing, you see there's a fence line or a tree line right here? Yeah. East and west. I want you to make a shallow left-hand turn. There's one right there. Fly parallel to that fence line. So there's your angle of bank. Bring the nose up a little bit. There you go. Good. And we'll roll the wings back to level here. Nice. Let's try one more of those to the right. What do you think so far? Pretty easy? Yeah. Good. Stick back to neutral. Add that right rudder. And we'll roll the wings back to level here. So, you know, basically, in a nutshell, when you make a right-hand turn, ailerons, rudder, elevator, you're using all three controls. When you go to the left, it's elevator and ailerons. Yeah, no rudder. I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you, if you look at me in the mirror, I let go of the stick about 2 minutes ago. I forgot, sorry. Let's make one more left-hand turn, Chris. Let's go out here to the northwest, or to the west. Doing super. Good, we'll roll the wing to the right, back to the right. Now, a quick glance at your upper left-hand instrument should tell you that you're right about 1,000 feet. Continue your climb, and we want to go up about another 300 feet. Now, two, look outside the airplane. Look how steep you're going up. It's like with a space shuttle. You got to lower the nose. It won't climb this fast. It's going to stall. So you want to climb, but you got to climb at a certain speed. Okay, there you go. Got to maintain that speed. There you super. There's 70 there. Here's 75. Hold it right there. And I'm looking around. There's no airplanes around here, but you know, you can look up high in the sky. Look at all the contrails we have. Yeah. So lower the nose for me a little bit. There's 1,100 feet. Hold it right here. It'll climb. Right here. The best way to know your angle of climb is if you look out on the wingtips, you know your horizon's level. And so you can actually see what we call your angle of attack. So bring the nose up a little bit more. Right, that's what we're looking for right there. That's the climb angle you want. Good. There's 1,200 feet. Beautiful. 1,250 feet. Here's 1,300 feet here. I want you to go ahead and lower your nose to what you think is level flight. So when the wings are parallel with the horizon, that's what we're looking for. Sweet. And I'll bring the power back a little bit. All right, let's go into our lesson here. On the way up here, you were doing some nice 20-degree angle of bank turns. I want to push your boundaries a little bit. Look straight ahead of the airplane. That's where your horizon is that you're going to be using. And we want to do a 30-degree angle of bank turn to your left. So you have to actually guess what 30 degrees is. So let's do a 180-degree turn to your left. So that's about 10, that's about 20, that's about 30 right there. Stick back to neutral, and around you go. Perfect. That ball's right in the middle. Now this 30-degree angle of bank is going to be very important a little bit later on in our flight. This is 90 degrees. You can see your little section line right here. This road is north and south. Good, we'll roll the wings back to level here. Let's try that to the right. Same thing, that's 10, 20, 30, stick back to neutral. Add that little bit of right rudder. Nice, around you go. What do you think? Pretty easy, isn't it? Yeah. That's 90 degrees. And bring that nose up just slightly. There you go. Good. You feeling good? All right, I want you to go ahead and roll the wings back to level here. Now look directly ahead of the windscreen. You see those wires that come out of the cockpit and they go to the upper wing? Yeah. Those are, right now, those are at a 45-degree angle to the horizon right now. So we want to do a 45-degree angle of bank turn, so put those wires parallel with the horizon. Let's go to the left first. Parallel with the horizon and about 4 inches above it. Boom, right around you go. Hold it right there. Parallel and a little above. This will be easy for you because now you got a reference. Bring that nose up. Come on back some more. Come on back some more. Right there. Look over your left shoulder. Look how steep you are. Wow. Turning on a dime. 270 degrees is here. 360 degrees is here. Go ahead and roll the wings back to level. You like that? Yeah. All right. Let's try one of those to the right. Put that right wire parallel with the horizon and a little above. Good. And around you go. 90 degrees back to the left on the stick and bring the nose up. Keep that wire parallel right there. Good. And around we go. 270 degrees. 360s here. We'll go ahead and roll the wings back to level. Awesome. Now at this point in the flight, there is no more I can teach you on how to turn this airplane. I mean, you know everything there is to know. From here on out, it's just a matter of practicing and doing those and getting really comfortable doing those. So Chris, what do you think so far? Does this thing fly like you thought it was going to fly? Is it better? Is it worse?
A little bit easier than I thought.
Yeah. we're right over some houses right here. I want you to head on out this direction here. And right now we're at about 800 feet above the ground. I want you to gently climb back up at 75 miles an hour to 1,000 feet. And there's so lower that nose a little bit. You're going about 60. Now this next maneuver is my favorite maneuver. It's actually a maneuver we call a lazy 8. We talked about it on the ground a little bit. I'm going to demonstrate one of these to you and with you, and then I'll have you do a series of these things by yourself. So here we are, we're at 950 feet. There we go, there's 1,000 feet right there. We'll level the airplane. I'm going to come on the controls. You'll feel me here. Here I am. We're going to do one of these to your left. So here's how we do this. It's a lot of fun. Shallow angle of bank, about 10 degrees right there. That's all the angle of bank we're looking for right there. We're going to gently bring the nose up a little bit. Freeze the stick right here. Hold it like it's in concrete. Don't move the stick. Don't move your feet. Look over your left shoulder. Isn't that cool? The airplane's doing this portion for you. Downhill she comes. All you have to do here, Chris, just roll to your right. Bring the nose on up. Then you're going the other direction. If you listen to the airplane, you will hear it slow down and speed up. And we'll go ahead and lower the nose here, back to level flight. Did you like that?
Yeah.
All right. Let's try one of those to the left. You got it. She's yours. So a shallow angle of bank, and bring the nose up. There you go. Hold it right there. Up we go. Nice and steep. Over the top. Down. Here we come. Back to the right, and bring the nose up. Right and up. 1G, 2Gs. Cool. And we're heading back up, and then lower the nose back to level flight. Nice job. Now we're going to do one of these to the right. The only difference on this one, Chris, is you have to use a little bit of right rudder pedal pressure over the top. Okay? Shallow angle of bank. Whenever you're ready, bring that nose on up. Hold that stick right there. Add a little right rudder pedal pressure right here. Good. Downhill we come. Back to your left and bring that nose up. Nice. Bring it on up. And we'll roll those wings back to level. Awesome. Now, again, hanging upside down by a seatbelt is not a lot of fun, but those are fun because you can do those really steep as you're doing here today. Do you like those?
Yeah.
All right, what I want you to do, let's do a 180 here. Let's go back to the south. We'll get away from I-4. Doing these steep things over I-4, probably not a good idea. There we go, and roll it out here. And let's go back up a little higher here. So the goal on this next one is we're going to do one of those to the right, followed by one of those to the left, and we're not going to stop in between the two. We will do a complete lazy 8. By the way, over your left wing down here, this is the new campus that they're building for what they call South Florida Polytechnic. Oh, it's going right there. All right, we're doing good. We're climbing. Hold it right here. All right, this is fine. We'll level the airplane. Let's do the first one here to the right. So a shallow angle of bank to your right. I'm going to give you a little air show smoke on this one. There you go. Bring that nose on up. Come on back. They're all looking at you on I-4. A little right rudder over the top. Good. That's almost vertical. Back to the left and bring that nose on up. To the left. Roll it right on through the horizon. 10 degrees. Hold it right there. Straight up. Good. Air show smoke. Over the top. Look at that. Beautiful. You'll never forget that. Roll it on out to the right. Bring it on up. Oh, I got a smile out of you, man. You like that. The man of very few words, I got a smile out of him. Awesome. Good. Back to your left, and we'll bring it on up. The other cool thing is you're rolling out of a lazy 8 at 250 feet above the ground. So we'll lower the nose a little bit. We'll just climb back up here. A little bit low for these. Good. Back to the right. Now keep this in mind, back in World War II, Chris, you would have had to have soloed this airplane in between 8 and 12 hours of instruction. If you couldn't do that, they would have given you 2 more hours of training. If you still couldn't solo the airplane, it kicks you out.
Really?
Yeah. And I don't think they would have kicked you out because you couldn't fly it, because let's be honest. You've never flown the airplane, you're flying it just fine, flown an airplane, but you're flying it just fine. The hard part on this, or maybe the challenging portion, is the landing. It is a little bit difficult, and it takes a little bit of practice. All right, there's your smoke as you come around. Once you come around and see your smoke, keep on climbing. We want to climb back up to about 1,000 feet. The airspeed's looking just about right. We got one more thing to do, and it's called the slow flight portion of our flight here today. So you've learned how to go up and down, left and right. Now we'll learn how to go fast and slow. If you want to make a left-hand turn so that sun's not beating in on your eyes, that's fine. There we go, and we'll roll the wings back to level here. Okay, your task, Chris, is just to keep the wings level, which won't be hard for you. You're doing a great job. I'm going to gently bring the power back a little bit. And do me a favor, just don't look at those instruments anymore for now.
Okay.
Now go ahead and gently lower the nose for me. Put it into a shallow dive. There you go. Tell me when you can hear the whistle of the wind in the wires.
Oh,
can you hear that? Okay. Now focus in on that. Bring the airplane back to level flight. Good. Now just hold it right here. It's like coasting up to a stop sign in your car with the windows down. You can actually hear it slowing down. Bring the nose up some more. Hear it slowing down?
Yep. Come
on back some more. Now when it stalls, just hold the stick right where it's at. Here's your stall and the Steerman right here. Nice and gentle. And listen to it. You can hear it speeding up as it goes downhill. So that's called seat of the pants flying. Just by listening to it, you can tell what it's doing. And that is how to fly. Up, down, left, right, fast, and slow. And if you look down below, you look at the place we're flying over, it's beautiful down there. These are old phosphate mines filled with gators and a bunch of cows down there. Well, anyways, that's all I can teach you. I mean, you've learned how to do it. I love the fact that you've had your arm out the left side from the get-go. We have about 8 minutes or so to go before we have to head on back towards Fantasy Flight. This is your opportunity to have some fun. So if you want to fly it around here and say, wow, I feel comfortable in it, it's pretty cool, and look around, that's fine. If you want to do some more steep stuff, lazy eights or steep turns, we'll go up a little higher. If you want to try some different stalls, we can do that as well. What's your pleasure?
How's the lazy eight?
All right, let's go back. I'll give you some more power. Right now we're at 800 feet. We'll go up to 1,000 feet. I love the fact that you like those. And Fantasy of Flight, you can see, is right over the nose up here.
Yep.
All right, here we are at 9. You're doing a nice climbing turn. Just keep it here. All right, here's 1,000. Let's do, let me bring the power back a little bit. And go ahead and lower the nose, get a little bit more speed. You get a little bit more speed, you'll get a little bit more vertical penetration. All right, let's try this to the right. So a shallow angle embankment. Bring it up as steep as you like. And a little rudder right over here over the top. Beautiful. Start rolling her back to your left. Bring it right on through. 1G, 2G, that's about 2Gs there. 10 degrees to your left. And you want to lower the nose a little bit. There you go, going just about straight up. So you can hear this thing, we're going about 125 miles an hour. So when it goes fast going downhill, when you pull out of it, you're going to pull more G-force.
Yeah.
That bother you?
No.
You're a daredevil. All right, I want to show you, how about that stall? That stall wasn't a big deal, was it?
No.
All right, I want to show you 2 more stalls because it's a really great learning experience. Let's get you out from going right towards the sun. This is going to be right in your eyes on this next one. This next stall we're going to accomplish is called a departure stall. And where this would happen is if you pull up too steep after you take off, this is what happens. Go ahead and roll the wings back to level. Now hold it right here. Now listen to it. You got power in. bring the nose up a little bit more. Earlier you were doing a really steep climb. This is what would have happened if I didn't say anything to you. Right here, the airplane says, if you're going too slow, you don't lower your nose, I will do it for you. So it kind of flops down and then it immediately starts flying. Not a big deal. So the next stall we want to do is something we call a power off stall. And it simulates what it sounds like and what it looks like when we're in the pattern to land, when we're low to the ground. So we'll go up a little higher here. And back to your left. Cool. Now listen to it. Right above the stall on this one, you're going to start smelling exhaust fumes coming into the cockpit. That's what it sounds like when we land. Go ahead and bring that nose up a little bit more. Come on back some more. Tell me when you smell the exhaust fumes. You smell that right there?
Yep.
And then down here she comes. And you can hear it speeding up. Anyways, awesome. Chris, you are fearless. You are fearless. You love the steep stuff right over the top. And it just stalled right there. Did you feel it? Back to the left, and then we'll roll on out of this. All right, we'll use some extra airspeed and we'll head on back up a little bit. So, back to your left a little bit. Oh, then we'll push the stick forward, and then bring the nose up. Yeah, we're a little on the low side here. All right, roll the wings back to level here and lower the nose for me. And that's our wash. Looks like we were there before. Usually there's cows around here. Since we're down here at about 200 feet, it's kind of cool to see all the alligators and cows down here. This is something you generally don't get to do in a airliner.
Yeah.
If you did, you'd be in big trouble. So you fly this airplane for about 100 hours, or it's actually 65 hours. Once you graduated from this airplane, you go into the airplane called a BT-13, Basic Trainer. From there, the AT-6 Texan, you might have heard of those. They're pretty famous planes. And then last but not least, you go into the fighter. So there's a 4-step process. This is step number 1. As we come around, I got an idea. Let's gently climb up to, back up to about 800 feet. At 75 miles an hour. Let's head back towards Fantasy of Flight, which is over the nose, about 4 miles away. And you can demonstrate your newfound prowess on a lazy 8 for your father.
All right.
There we go. This airplane that you're flying today was actually auctioned off in 1946 at the conclusion of World War II. You ready for this? $310.
That's it?
This airplane. And that was inclusive of a full tank of fuel. And a full tank of fuel these days costs about $310.
Wow.
So it'd be kind of nice to go back in time in a time capsule with a big wad of money.
Yeah.
You could have bought that P-51 Mustang that you saw fly earlier, $1,500. Right now that's worth $3 million. That would have been a good investment.
How much fuel does this thing hold?
46 gallons when the tank's full, and right now we're burning about 12 gallons of fuel an hour. And so it doesn't go very fast for as much fuel as it burns, and so a lot of times we tell people it's probably more economical just to drive there than to fly, because it's going about as fast as cars, you know.
Yeah. Right
now you're going 70. All right, this is good right here. We're at 800 feet. We'll level the airplane here. Just keep going straight, right off, and maybe angle a little bit more to your right. That's where that lake is. And once we get over the lake, they'll be able to see you and hear you. And we'll go ahead and lower that nose back to level flight here. Beautiful. What do you think? Could you get used to this?
Yeah.
This is cool. And it's a great day to fly. It's nice and smooth up here, and that makes it really, really nice. We always look outside the airplane for other aircraft that may be around. Again, this is all uncontrolled airspace, and so no one's telling me if there's an airplane close by. Kind of see and avoid that we're used to on the roads down below. All right, so probably about right now they can hear you. So when we get to the middle of this lake, we'll do a lazy 8 and we'll go to the left. And I'll give them a little air show smoke for added effect here. I don't see any airplanes around us. The Mustang's not coming back. Going great. The guys who bought it in 1946, they took it out to California. They flew it around. Two guys had a partnership in it. They flew it around until 1950. 1950, they sold it to a San Joaquin mosquito abatement company, and they flew it for 100 hours, or for 5 years, and they tried to kill mosquitoes with it. And from there, it was a full-fledged crop duster. All right, here we are. They're looking down at you. Keep going about another quarter mile. Go ahead and lower that nose, get a little bit more speed. And you know what? Let's do this. Instead of going to your left, let's do it to the right. So they're up here. They're looking at you. Whenever you're ready, bring it on up. Come on back. Good. Downhill, we kind of start rolling it to your left. And rolling on through. 10 degrees to your left. And bring it on up. And that's a little bit on the inverted side. Right, bring the nose up. Up, 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 up. Oh, not too much. Gonna make you pass out. Pulling out at 200 feet. Oh, and there's the powered parachute. So lower the nose, lower the nose. See that guy down there? Yeah. I didn't see him before. All right, so here's what I want you to do. I want you to fly this direction here, fly out towards that lake over there. I'm gonna have you fly the pattern to land here today. You can see the wind is right down our same runway that we just took off from. Yeah. So just keep going this direction. Right now we're at about 400 feet. Doing great. So we did those 30-degree angle of bank turns up at altitude for a reason. And that reason is in the pattern to land, that's what we're looking for. We don't want a really steep turn because the steeper your angle of bank, the higher your stall speed. So I want you to make a shallow turn to your right, 30 degrees, 90-degree turn to your right. There you go. And we'll roll the wings back to level here. All right, so there's our runway off your right wing. We'll head this direction, kind of towards that bluish-green water tower. Do you see that there? Yeah. All right, that's our next reporting point, so we'll go over that direction. And so basically, we're going to do a big rectangle in the sky. We'll go over the top of that water tower out to that small lake over there. Take another right-hand turn and another right-hand turn. So it's a big rectangle in the sky. Although my buddy is down here, I'll tell you what, Chris, I'm going to go, let's go have some fun. Let me take the airplane from you for a second. I'm going to give it back to you. My buddy's down here mowing the grass down here on this radio control field. I say we go say hello to him.
Oh, you have an RC field over here?
Yeah, right ahead of you. See it right there?
Oh, yeah.
Usually I try and sneak up on him and go by him when he's out here mowing. I don't know if that's him or not, actually. That's not him. All right, you got it. You got the airplane. I guess you already mowed it. So head on back over here towards that bluish green water tower there. So the idea is in the pattern we want to maintain at least 75 miles an hour or greater with this thing. So you're doing good. Head on over this direction for now. Looks like our air show smoke is still kind of lingering there. And let's go up a little bit higher. There we go. All right, so there's our marker, that water tower. We'll make a shallow right-hand turn, head over towards that other small lake there, back to the left, and lower the nose. Perfect. Right now, you're parallel to our runway, which is right off our right wing there. Okay. Just fly this direction for now. Perfect. Once we get to this lake right ahead of us. We'll make another shallow right-hand turn. 90 degrees to your right. That's good right there. Back to your left. Now keep looking for that runway. Do you see it? Back to your left. I want you to line up this airplane with that runway. You got to maintain that speed. The last thing we want to do down here is stall the thing down low to the ground. I'll bring the power back a little bit. So on this one, you want to lower the nose of the turn. Keep that speed up. There you go. Now line it on up. And lower the nose. Lower the nose. Roll the wings back to your left. There we go. Good. Now, I'll tell you what, I'm going to take it from here.
Okay.
Just have your feet on the floorboards. Remember that power off stall that you did?
Yeah.
We're going to do another one right now. Listen to this thing. This is how you do this. You look straight ahead. You focus on infinity, and you can hear it slowing down. You hear it slowing down, and we're on the ground. Now.
Nice landing.
It ain't over. So all we have to do now is just keep this thing going straight because it doesn't want to. So you can see me kind of dancing on those rudder pedals down there.
Yeah.
Cool. Did you have fun?
Yes.
I'm not done with you yet, so I want you to go ahead and put your feet back on those pedals, heels on the floorboards. Okay, you got it. So half an hour ago, we talked about how to taxi this thing. So you go a little bit to your left, look to your right, bring it back to your right, and you look to your left. There you go. And the idea is we want to try and keep it in the middle of the runway as best you can. Looks like you got the hang of this too. So basically you found out it's fun to fly. This thing's just a big toy. You don't want to take it on a trip. It's going to take too long to get there.
Oh, but it's fun to
But
fly.
fun to fly for an hour or two at a time. It's awesome. And it's really, really strong. Back to your left. There we go.
On the ground, you really got to push on these pedals.
Exactly. Well, now you've got obviously the friction of the tail wheel tire on the ground, so it's a lot heavier now. Now we got 3 of those guys up flying around.
Parasailers? Or?
Yeah, look off to your left. There's 2 there, and there's 1 ahead of us off to your right. There's a place not far from here. It's about 5 miles an hour, or 5 miles an hour, 5 miles from here. If we were to fly there, and they do hang gliding. I haven't had the nerve to do that yet. I think I'm too big, which is maybe a good thing.
I got a friend that wants me to do skydiving. I don't know.
There's no way. You can be the most masculine guy in the world until they tell you you have to jump out of a plane. You start crying. I'll tell you what, Chris, I'm going to take it from here. Great job here today. We'll bring you back in and park this rascal right back where we found it. And we're coming on in here. And what's nice is this thing has such a nice tail wheel steering system. You can put this thing back in really, really short places here. We don't have a lot of room. We just spin it right around. And to shut her down, all we'll do is we'll bring the mixture control all the way back to lean. And that completes your mission. Great job.
All right.